I'm super excited. Put your hands together for our next panel, which is Fashion Brand NFTs, Building Blocks of the Future. Oh, come on, better round of applause than that. Come on, guys. Thank you. And we've got a dog on stage. That itself deserves a round of applause. All right, take it away.
Okay, everyone. Nice to see you all. So, the future of fashion, that's what we are going to be talking today. And obviously, fashion is going digital, and NFTs are the building block of Web3. So I've got here 3 leaders in digital fashion. They come from all over the world, and we are going to be exploring how the role the NFT are playing in fashion and where actually fashion is going. So to start, maybe each of you can introduce yourself quickly and then the project also that you're working on, and then we can go deeper into the topics.
Hi everybody, I'm Louise. I'm the founder of Digital Twin. Digital Twin is a marketplace for influencers and creators. We provide all the tools, the digital tools for influencers and creators to basically produce fashion collections with us, co-create, we co-market, and then we launch digitally first. And then we have our own ecosystem of micro factories where once we have the sales, be it NFT or not, we make it on demand. So we're a sustainable, zero waste business model.
Hi, I'm Joanna. I'm from Singapore, so my company is MIRL, stands for Made in Real Life, pronounced as mirror. Basically, it's to mirror yourself in a digital and physical world. So we are a Fashion 5 NFT project, like you guys are. And what we really want to do is to create an ecosystem to really empower, curate, young designers out there to really start, have the chance to use blockchain, to try to have their envision into the crypto space, in the metaverse space. And that's where it really stands, yeah.
Hi, my name is Andy Koo, founder, CEO of Altava. We are the fashion metaverse company where we've been working with the top luxury brands and helping them to connect and plug them into Web3 world. So we do anything from digitizations to virtual pop-up store to virtual humans to metaverse integrations. But recently we also been working with the top Web3 companies and plugging them into the real world, physical world. So we have basically been the connector bridge between Web2 and Web3 world, lately, and creating a full cycle, creating a brand new ecosystem of today.
So Andy, let's start with you because just before we came on the stage, you showed me some fantastic Fendi handbags, and you work with top brands like Fendi, Prada, Miu Miu, and there is always this kind of challenge. You have got big fashion brand in Web2. They see the opportunity and they have to go into Web3, and then you have got brand that are born in Web3, they have to connect with Web2. So there is kind of like this challenge within these two worlds. So maybe you can tell us a little bit how you are working with Web2 big brands and what challenges you are facing, and obviously the role the NFT are playing here. So is it like you buy the NFT, you buy the physical product as well, or is different?
Yeah, I mean, today the Web2 world and Web3 worlds are highly separated and disconnected with each other. And Web2 companies do not have much experience and knowledge in Web3, nor Web3 understands anything about physical world and Web2 world. So today the biggest challenge is because it's, this new trend, the industry is so new that we have to educate them from almost a ground, zero level. So if you ask them, about what they want to do, what they want to achieve in any kind of these type of web, projects, they're normally clueless. So you have to be the one who come up with the initial idea, suggestion, even KPI for whatever the campaign projects that you are doing in Web3. Then even from the also image board, the concept design, all the way to distribution method as well. So you really have to be the A to Z company where you can actually start from the consulting to designing and developing and operations. So that's the biggest challenge that you have, because you have to go through many different channels. You have to give them thorough education on all these angles. But Web3, same thing. They have a clueless about anything about physical world. So we have to, kind of do the same thing in opposite, way and directions. So, but I think that's a, very unique, challenge that we are facing today. Therefore, such a great opportunities out there, and it's a next multi-billion-dollar opportunity. I see it.
I do agree. Like, we work with a lot of Web 2 and Web 3 brands, and the beauty of it is that they all have their own particular skill sets. And it's amazing to be able to be, the person to bridge them together to create something in the metaverse. So like, education is really a big part, especially in Singapore, where there are a lot of startups who really want to get into it. And fashion, it's something that it's so unique because we all need to wear clothes, whether it's physical or whether we want to go digital. And fashion, it's a form of language that we really could connect with one another. And while we work with creators who have no idea how to use blockchains, we could potentially connect them with Web3 companies or Web3 companies who really wants to reach out to the Web 2 people, where they are the creators, the artists, and they are able to really illustrate or design the concept with them. And I really do think there is a strong form of like collaboration or connections in this fashion industry to really bring us to a greater height, which is why I think fashion it's really cool, and it's really a place for us to really explore, because there's just so much opportunity out there that is we have yet to touch. Yeah.
I like the point that you raised about collaboration, because there is a lot in Web3 that brands are actually working together, also from different industries. You see Prada is doing a lot of things within the art space, so it's a great place to kind of like create and engage more also with your clients. But coming back to NFTs, Louise, I would like you maybe to expand a little bit on the point of phygital, right? And also the utility the NFT have, and they are going to build up in the future also.
I mean, our kind of take on that really is that I think there's been a huge amount of NFT drops in fashion where, they've sold an NFT, but there's very little utility. And it's difficult then to resell that and to make your money back. So there's skepticism slightly within, sort of, I guess, Web 2 audiences about what the value of an NFT is and what that means to them. So if we can attach the NFT to sell that as a digital asset, then provide the physical with that, it's like a package, like a gated commerce with different utilities. The physical, they have value for it. So the NFT then becomes more valuable. I think, obviously, with the direct crypto market, NFTs are very, very different. It's a different audience. But when we're talking about fashion, mostly, it's still quite Web 2, and people don't necessarily really understand it. So I think it's about hand-holding, making them feel like they've got value for money through buying an NFT and understanding what that means. They can resell it, they own an asset, they have a physical item with it, they have different, like loyalty programs.
Yeah, but also the element of traceability is very important.
Traceability as well, it can stop counterfeiting, which is actually the counterfeiting industry is worth $4 trillion. It's actually more than the fashion industry.
I guess that's a big problem in Asia as well.
So.
Yeah, but I think also NFT goes beyond just being whether it's a physical or digital. It's brand new opportunity to reshape the current business model of today, and it's about redefining relationship between brands and the consumer, regular users. And of course, it's all about being sustainable at the same time. So I think with an NFT in Web3 era, we finally have a brand new opportunity where we can completely build a new ecosystem that is not completely Web3, but at the same time, Web2 as is just not sustainable today. And that also defines new distribution and production cycle method going forward with NFT and technology.
So when we are talking about that, obviously the metaverse came up as a place where perhaps brands have the opportunity to engage, offering different experience to customers. So what's the role of the metaverse? Is another place to showcase? Is it like the new e-commerce? Is the new internet?
Okay, I'll go. I think like metaverse is a place for self-expression. Like, in the physical world, we wear clothes to, what's our identity. We express ourselves through clothes. But with blockchain, with metaverse, it really enhanced this experience. Like, we could really wear bizarre, dramatic outfit that really, that we can really resonate with it. And I think it's a really fun place to be in it. And, this could really be really possible with, such technologies that we're already building or we are working on it. And it's really true metaverse that allows us to see things, with a new eye.
And I love the fact that you can go into the metaverse with your avatar that might resemble you, try something on yourself to see if it actually looks okay on you. We're talking about, try before you buy and engaging with that product. Visually you can see so many more things on it and understand. You can do gaming to interact with it as well. And then if you like it, you can buy it later. I think it's a great opportunity for exploration.
That's Louise, comes to the point about sustainability that I want you to expand here, because we came from like fast fashion where, you buy as much as you can and, people are collectibles. I am as well. But actually, the world is going in a different direction with circular fashion. And what's the role of NFT and digital fashion here to make the fashion industry more sustainable?
Well, I mean, I think, fashion brands overproduce by 30% on a base level, and that actually equates to 144 trillion litres of water, which is enough to 44 trillion, which is enough to feed the world for 16 years. It's insane. So I think if we can use digital fashion, obviously, dress influencers, to reduce CO2. Obviously, there's a whole, reduce the amount of clothes that we produce, obviously. But maybe, we were talking about this earlier, Andy, selling the NFT collections, knowing how many you've sold, and then only making it once you know how many you've sold. So producing sustainably on demand, I mean, that's what we're all about. But I know, Andy, you're doing the same thing in a different way.
So influencers, so that's a very big topic in fashion, and is also something that I've been reflecting on, because fashion brands, they pay the celebrity or the influencer to promote the product, but it's not much democratic. And here we are talking about fashion being the more democratic creator economy. So how Web3 can change the model of influencers?
I always think that our customers are brand ambassadors. So, with the customers, the community that you're building in your ecosystems, they essentially are your influencers. And, they are your holders, they purchase your NFTs, they believe in your products. Essentially, they are able to help you sell. And this is one of the main key points that we are always emphasizing on. And, when it comes to virtual influencer, which I think Andy will explain better, but I do think that, digitalizing your garments, allowing virtual influencers wearing it, they are able to sell the products for you, in a better way. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we are in an era where we are seeing now true virtual avatar influencers. I think that's the latest news trend. We just also created the very first LVMH official brand ambassador called Livy, whom were revealed during Viva Tech last June in Paris. So I think more and more brands and the companies are producing the virtual, pure, virtual human, the synthetic human today, where they don't age, they don't change, and
They don't get fat.
they don't get fat, or no scandals, right? So, 100% control of their identity and the relationship and control. And I think that's the trend going forward. And she or he can appear in almost anywhere, right? Whether it's on Instagram, whether it's in multiple different metaverse spaces, and possibility is infinite. So I think we also seeing that the trend, and also entertainment companies. We work with a SM Entertainment, leading K-pop management company in Korea. They're also very into producing a virtual celebrity going forward. So I think we're going to see more and more trends in these directions.
Okay, so what these LVMH influencer avatar influencer is doing now?
Initially, just she was now going to be just an official spokesperson for LVMH. So brands we work with, always have an issue. They sign with a couple influencers or celebrity, and when the contract expires, the new face comes up. So it's a little bit confusion about who represents which brands, and in terms of a brand identity. So having these virtual influencers, with whom can stay the same way forever, really works well, with defining like the brand identity going forward. So I think she'll do more and more appearance about as a spokesperson for entire LVMH brand, and she can perhaps model for couple their own maison brands. And so I mean, they don't have any detailed plans yet, but it's starting as just an official spokesperson or face of the group.
Okay. So the last point that I wanted to investigate a bit more, because it's a big thing, it's about gaming. And gaming has become a very important part of engaging with, in any kind of industry. And all the brands, they are launching their own game, Fortnite or Roblox or whatever. And how do you see a fashion brand use gaming to engage better with the customer?
I would think that I would like to dress exactly what my avatar is wearing, and I get to play the game in it, and it's me. I think a lot of players out there would really want to see how our day-to-day outfits could really be incorporated digitally, and really immerse themselves in a game. I think this could be a way to really help the games company out there to sell to their customers. And also, again, bridges out a lot of opportunities for like designers out there to work with games company, and touching on sustainability, creating like crazy outfits or digital wearables for game platforms. Designers will have really more avenues to play with. This could potentially be some sort of ways. Yeah.
I think it's new revenue streams as well. If you can get a skin into, be it Fortnite or one of the NFT metaverses, and every time someone wears it, there's kind of a tokenized reward, or it can lead to a phygital product. Eventually there's a whole new sort of way of earning money for creators who might design that garment, and essentially the gamers, so that everybody can kind of profit off it.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Definitely is new revenues.
You also have to take game, slightly.
By the way, Andy is a gamer, so he has a massive background.
My
in
background
gaming,
is gaming.
So
I've been
that's
developing
important to
games
say.
for 20 years. So I think, in these days, whatever you do, whether it's an NFT, metaverse, or even simple digital campaign, you have to gamify it, right? Yeah. Provide the right, adequate rewards back to users. We have in the metaverse world, or on the tokenized economy, there's a something to earn system, right? I think that's a key points to do to run any kind of successful projects going on. Yeah. So I think today, even NFT, I think it's, up until just a while ago, NFT was considered as a product, but I think now NFT is evolving more as a service, meaning you have to constantly provide some contents or gamification layer that NFT itself can evolve as you go on. So I think the gaming elements, knowing how to gamify and provide the right reward mechanism to everything and anything you do is actually very critical going forward.
Okay. I just want you to wrap it up. I would like perhaps each of you to say in like 5 years, where do you see fashion be? Because fashion has been just blown away by crypto, right? And NFT is in the fashion industry, they are a massive use case. So 5 years from now, where do you see fashion be? Or where would you like? But maybe let's be a bit more realistic as well.
I think, maybe not in 5 years, but it's definitely going the way I would imagine that every single product, be it physical, be it made designed digitally first or made physically first, will have an NFT attached to it. And so there's traceability, provenance, and authentication. And I think that will become quite standard technology.
Yeah.
And then, obviously linking the two to make sure that the physical and the digital attract, the technology there is still very niche, but it will be more robust and standard.
And do you see that link to the metaverse as well? So I've got the digital that is going to be used for...
You've got your digital asset and there'll be more user cases for it. It will be interoperable.
Let's explore interoperability as well as we...
Oh, well, I would think like a lot of clothes will be tied with NFC chips, like again, traceability, transparency, how the product is being made. And I would love to see how it could be a more all-inclusive fashion industry whereby we don't just use models where they're very skinny, your typical models, but I really want to see like real life human beings, be able to be modeling plus size, trans, things like this that we'll really explore in the physical or even in the metaverse spaces.
Right. Touching upon the interoperability issue, today when you buy any digital asset, it only works on a certain one particular metaverse. But I think going forward, I think interoperability is a key, where you buy one NFT, like fashion NFT, you should be able to take that into different metaverse projects like Sandbox, Decentraland, or whatever the metaverse projects out there. And we will see more and more of that interoperability happening. But at the same time, I think again it's about the changing the business model, the relationship with the regular users. So it's not about just the brands producing with their top, the creative director about their next coming brands. I'd like to see more collaboration with the people, users, and changing the production cycle, distribution method, and redefining the business model going forward. And metaverse should be one of the key elements, components, making it happen.
Thank you guys so much. Give you guys a round of applause.